Hello, Mr. Alator. This is Jimmy Woods. I'm going to do a demonstrative speech on the proper assembly of a Galileo HQR-800 telescope. This is for Southern Crescent Technical College. Hello, everyone. I'm Jimmy Woods. I'm going to do a demonstration on the proper assembly of a Galileo telescope. The first thing we're going to do is assemble our tripod. The tripod provides a stable base for our telescope. Without it, we'd be lost. Our telescopes are quite heavy, and thus these tripods are built really well. And the thing we're going to do here is unlock each one of these telescoping legs and extend them out to their full length, and then retighten the washer and nut so that they're firm in the base. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and stand our tripod up on its feet, like so. And then we're going to want to add our accessories tray. Our accessories tray is this little black triangular metal tray that's going to hold our optics and stuff for us after we're done. The way we're going to add that to our tripod is on each one of these legs is a small place for our assembly plate to snap into. And the assembly plate actually does a dual function for us. Once we put it into place, by the way, we're going to tighten down all three of these nuts on each one of the legs. But the assembly plate does two functions for us. One, it holds all of our optics, and two, it steadies our legs on our tripod so that they can, be nice and steady for our telescope. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and add our main tube. Now the main tube rests on the tripod via this assembly here. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove this lock nut and set our main tube down onto our tripod base. Then I'm going to add the lock nut back onto there. And just hand tighten it. Now it's spring fed, so that there's pretty well no way we can over tighten it. We just want to make sure it's nice and snug on there so that we don't drop our very expensive main tube on the ground. We're going to rotate our main tube up into position like so. The next thing we want to do is add our finder scope. Now our finder scope attaches on the side of the main tube, slides up on this forward assembly, and we're just going to tighten it down like this. It functions much like a laser scope one on a rifle, in that it allows us to sight in on targets that we want to see through our telescope. The next thing we want to do is rotate our main tube until that sight scope on top is 90 degrees from where we started. We want it up on top of our scope. That also brings our viewing optics into place. The last and final thing we want to do before we are able to enjoy our telescope is add our counterweight. Now our counterweight is a crucial piece to our telescope, and it actually attaches just below the main tube by screwing into that assembly. It allows us to easily traverse our main tube using the side optics and stuff. Without this counterweight on there, it would be very hard to move the tube and stuff. It would jump around. But as you can see with that counterweight on there, we can move it real easily. We're able to just really traverse it very nicely. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy to assemble one of these and very fun to use one if you ever actually get the chance. I highly recommend it, and if any of you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to take them at this time. No, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure demonstrating the proper assembly of a Galileo HQR-800 telescope. Thank you, Mr. Alator. Have a good evening.